Today, I'm going to unbox Crusaders, Divine Influence, an expansion for Crusaders, Thy Will Be Done, which is this game here, which is mostly somewhat of a Euro game. Let's take a look at the back of the box of this one. You kind of have this rondel here where you're going to be, it's kind of somewhat of a rondel and Mancala type mechanism where you're going to be moving stuff along here, which will give you certain actions, and there's special actions on each of these different wheels for each of the different factions. And you're also going to be building buildings, putting them on the board, which will free up stuff as well. And then here's your board. I mean, it looks somewhat reminiscent of a war game in that you have these hexes, but it's really more Euro than that. In this game here, it says manage and upgrade your personal action wheel and navigate the tech tree inherent in the buildings in order to earn the most influence points in this elegant Euro-style strategy game. So there you have it. This is an expansion to that game, which I think gives you some more buildings and gives you some more decisions, especially like dealing with your action wheel or rondel or whatever you want to call that. So let's take a look at the back of this one. And as you can see here, you've got some new buildings, and you also have some new knight factions. Or this game does have, the original game did have some asymmetrical or unique powers to some of the different knights, and you get some more in this game. As it says here, spreading the influence of your order takes on a whole new meaning in Crusaders' Divine Influence. Claim influence over regions with the new and improved influence action. Take advantage of 4 new building types and explore 4 new knight orders in this expansion to Crusaders, Thy Will Be Done. Now, this is dealing, the Crusades that we're talking about here from a historical standpoint is the Northern Crusades, dealing with Germany and the northern regions of Europe. However, or it wasn't called Germany at that time, but however, it's very abstract. So if you're looking for a deep historical simulation of the Northern Crusades and some of the other Crusades around that time, or the Crusades going through Europe, not the ones that were going into the Middle East, you're probably going to have to look elsewhere, because again, this is more Euro-based. Anyway, or Euro game-based. Let's get inside the box here and see what we have. And I might do some more coverage of the base game. I haven't done anything on that. So this is probably going to be, oops, some stuff falling out there. This is probably going to be hard to follow if you don't know anything about the base game. So we've got new rules here, which are 7 pages long, however, not 7 full pages. Talking about some of the new knight orders that you get in here. The Female Order of the Band, Livonian Brothers of the Sword, Order of the Dragon, and Bailwick of Brandenburg. So you got 4 new orders there. Talks about scoring. Here's build, and this is probably talking about the new buildings that you have. And one of the interesting things here, I think you can put these buildings, normally when in the base game, I believe it's been a while since I played it, but when you build something, then that takes up that space or that hex or that region. Here, I think these new buildings you can build even if someone else is in there, which again gives you some more options to play the game. So that's it. So 4. Here's gameplay, talking about this influence action, which is something a little bit different, I think. travel, and setup. Here's how you set up the new components. So what you should have in here is 64 new building tiles, 16 chapels, 16 keeps, 16 mills, and 16 vaults. So chapels, keeps, mills, and vaults are the new buildings. 4 player board extensions, 4 new Night Order tiles, 12 action tokens, 1 giant action token, 8 troop tiles, 2 influence majority tiles, 43 influence tiles, 64 coats of arms markers, 2 new enemy strength tiles, and 4 25 influence tokens. So 25 point, I guess, influence tokens. So that's your rules, which are mainly talking about the new components. We have a baggie here. We've got, maybe this is the big token they were talking about, and some smaller tokens here. And the rest of this is probably counter sheets. So as you see here, some pretty thick counters, punch boards. And these are the new scoring tiles. So this adds something different. You put this on top of the game board and it has a little bit different scoring now to the game. Here is the new, so these are the extensions to each of the player boards for the new buildings. So for purple player, you've got these new buildings that you can unlock and get bonuses on. And then you have these shields here. I think those are part of the influence, I believe. Here are the buildings themselves. Now in the base game, the buildings, I think, were a little wood thing. And if you got the deluxe edition, I think they were plastic. Here, these new buildings are just going to be cardboard punch out, but relatively thick cardboard. So you got the purple here. Oh, that comes out pretty quick here. Pretty good. Purple, orange, green, teal, and then these are extra. These are those extra influence markers, or I'm not sure what these. Here's the influence, the 25 point influence. And these are special tokens. I got to read up on that you can add, I think, to the region and give you some bonuses. And here are the new night factions or night orders that you can add here that have their own unique abilities. So you got 4 of them. So so this adds just a little bit more content to the base game as far as these night tokens or night orders. These tokens, as well as the buildings and as well as these shields here, are new gameplay that are explained in the rules here. So this adds new gameplay, some more choices to the base game, and then there's some different scoring that goes in there as well. So that's all you get in the box. I mean, a lot of cardboard, really thick cardboard, but that's what you get. So these tokens here are these influence. You may influence a region with an enemy token in it. Yeah, so this is a new rule where how you play these tokens plays some influence and gives you some benefits there as well. We talked about the new buildings that come with each of the factions. And so between that and the influence, those are really the major upgrade to this game. And then you got 4 new orders. I mean, there's not a lot there, but it does add a little bit more variety with the new orders. But the big lift here is the new buildings with this influence mechanism. Anyway, so that's what is in the expansion, Crusaders Divine Influence, which is an expansion for Crusaders, Thy Will Be Done. Like to know if any of you guys have played this. I like Crusaders. I thought it was fine for what it is and for what it did. Again, more of a Euro game, but it had some interesting mechanics with the action wheel, which is, again, kind of a rondel with a little bit of a Mancala type mechanism to it. So you're kind of combining several different mechanics into one, which I found interesting. This looks, pretty interesting to add some more buildings. I don't know if it necessarily needed it, but maybe people thought it was a little cramped with you can only put one building on a space. Now you have these extra buildings that are kind of minor buildings that you can add to the gameplay as well. And that whole influence mechanism, I really need to read up on that a lot more. Anyway, love to know your thoughts on it. If any of you have played this, love it, hate it, and if you like this this Divine Influence expansion, if this is something you were looking forward to, or it doesn't work, or you're not interested in it, or whatever comments you have on it, love to hear about it. Anyway, I was like to get this to the table more, and this looks like it's got a little bit more content the next time I do get this to the table. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. This is a pretty quick one, and ever expanding onto my medieval playlist and trying to get some more interesting titles in that playlist. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.